Hi, Caspar here from Bowes Wine on the 3rd of November 2015. Boy, drinking, well, let's call it tasting for the time being. I'm going to drink it later. Absolute stunning wine, goodness me, at the peak of its powers as well. This is a wine we offered, I guess a couple of years ago, and had tiny quantities. I mean, there are tiny quantities of this wine for the world, and it's much in demand by the cognoscenti. It's aficionados of such things really bend over backwards to find this stuff. This is made by a guy called Enzo Pontoni, who is just one of the great winemakers of Italy, really. I mean, we're up in Friuli, Colli Orientali, in far north east Italy. This is 100% Sauvignon, what he calls the wine Saurint, if that's how you pronounce the word. It's 2010, and you think, crikey, what are we now, five-year-old Sauvignon Blanc? You might think, well, this must be over the top, you know, must be shot, but it's so funky and yet so absolutely typical of Friuli and Sauvignon Blanc, and it was really until I went to Friuli and tasted the wines in situ, became familiar with them. I really had my Sauvignon bubble had long since burst. I really lost all interest in the grape variety, and really couldn't see any way forward from my palate, and you know, I couldn't see no way that I could become excited again about Sauvignon Blanc. But here we are, and you know, a lot of really exciting Sauvignon, you know, and I'd be prepared to stick my neck out and say Friuli and Sauvignon Blanc is among the best, if not most interesting, if not the most interesting in the world. And here we have, you know, brilliant exponent. Miani is the name of the estate. Saurint, just pouring out rich, funky. It's kaffir lime leaves. It's got that slightly oriental sort of funky sort of sleaze to it somehow. It's pungent, but there's really much the funkier sort of kind of herbs to it. Bit of sage leaf. Who knows? You know, I mean, just a wealth of fascinating aromas, and it's lost the real crisp citrus. It's much broader now than it was hitherto. Mm. And that's just simply brilliant. I mean, the entry in the palate is about green orange citrus, and then it picks up this tacky, almost slightly gluey, clay-like texture, and prickle of pepper, and that kaffir lime leaf thing comes back with a vengeance, and it's mind-blowing, really. I mean, it's extraordinary. It's one of those wines you think, good God, grapes can do this? Really? How quite extraordinary. Far from cheap. I mean, off the top of my head, I seem to remember it's probably on the table 35 quid a bottle, something like that. But and there's a lemon thing and a melon thing and a spice thing and a and just, I mean, such intensity, and it's a profound wine, you know. And finding a profound Sauvignon Blanc is not an easy thing, and I think 9 times out of 10 you've got to go to Friuli to do it, and just goodness me, you know, it's been good. But tonight, 3rd of November 2015, I have found my Sauvignon heaven in a bottle of 2010 Miani Sauvignon. Just brilliant, fabulous. goodness me, if you got some, lucky you. If not, wail and gnash your teeth and get on the internet and try and find some, because you ain't never tasted Sauvignon like this, blimey.